Babe,
Yes.
you remember the time we went for Christmas holiday last Christmas in December?
Mm.
Great grandma wasn't able to converse with JJ in English. Like they had a language barrier. JJ was speaking English and great grandma was speaking to him in Lu. What do you think is the best language that a kid should learn first? Because there are people who usually feel like English should be the first language because it's cool. or should be the only language. And there are people who feel like I've realized there are Kikuyu kids around this place who usually want their kids to learn their native language first. What do you think is the first language that a baby should speak, ideally?
Well, that's technical, depending with the dynamics around the baby, because the world is changing. That's a reality, and there's so many things that happen today. We are living in a global community. So assume we were living in an environment that is both cosmopolitan and maybe predominantly English speaking. You see, it's so hard to expose, like, definitely the language that your child will be exposed to in such a setting will be the predominant language. A language, a universal language to say. A language that everybody in the neighborhood can speak best, so that child has a belonging in that environment. On the other hand, you see, it's unlike the old times when we grew up around the setting of a specific culture. And the old village where we grew up, there was only one language, only one community. So you realize in that setting, again, we had to learn that our native language, because that is what was predominant in that setting. So we cannot really dictate. I actually have come across such debates where people are saying, you need to expose your child to their native language, or you're denying your children a sense of belonging, in their community. But okay, my personal thought is, children, one, they speak the language that you as a parent expose them to. That whatever they hear the most around them, that is what they speak. So if we speak more English or more Swahili around the baby, that is what the baby will grasp. Okay. Yeah. And of course, they're able to learn more than one language. However, there is a certain age where it only gets confusing to them. So they don't know which language to stick to, or what to pick or what not to pick. So the language that you speak most as parents, that is what the baby is likely to pick the more. And on the other hand, when the baby will find himself or herself in an environment where your native language is spoken more, then trust me, they will pick some bits. Yeah. So it's more about the setting around which the child is brought up and the language that is predominant around that setting or around the environment. Otherwise, there is no dictation. You cannot dictate that this child has to learn Swahili, and you cannot hate that a child is speaking more of English than Swahili. So it's cool or less cool, or this child is cool or less cool. Yeah. As parents, maybe you speak more Swahili to each other in the house. That is what the baby grasps. If you guys speak more English, then that is what the baby will grasp. And on the side, remember, these babies also play around with other kids, yeah, in the estate. So at the end of the day, the babies are still going to pick something, even if not from you, they're still going to pick other things from the other babies around the estate. Yeah, so it's more of an interactive language. That's what they grow up with. That's what they pick. So there is no dictation. Swahili or English, neither. You cannot say English is cool.
Because either way, they have to know all these languages when they get to school. Because even Swahili is being taught as a subject. Yeah. So either way, whether they want to just speak English, at some point they're going to get exposed to all these other languages.
Yeah, in the end they will grasp, they will pick everything.
Yeah.
In the end they will pick everything. You might be speaking more English in your house, but out there, the community around you, they could be speaking more Swahili. This baby will still go out there, and while playing, he or she, they will pick the Swahili out there. Yeah. And before you know it, they'll be multilingual. They'll be speaking Swahili, speaking a little bit of English here. And when they go to the village again, just 1 week is more than enough. They will be picking all the Luo or Kikuyu, whichever language, and they will come back with it. Yeah, so you cannot restrict a baby or restrain them. And even if you try to force them to speak English, thinking it's cool or whatever the case, even if you tried to force them, you cannot do that. You cannot succeed. If but you speak Swahili, that is what they will pick. If you and also even English, if you try to speak English and yourself you speak bad English, that's what they will pick. Hater. I mean, no, it's the truth. The truth. So you cannot really force them. That's the point you will get to realize that children pick only that which you expose them to, and you cannot force it if it's not natural, because they will only pick the natural. Whatever the environment gives to them, that's what they consume, that's what they take.
But the beauty is that kids can learn 3 or 4 languages at the same time. That's the beauty about them.
Their brains are very flexible as long as they're in the learning stage. And life is all about learning. Even you as an adult right now, you can learn a language and go along with it so well. If today you had to move to China or whichever country, and you have to learn and you have to learn that. You will learn. You will have to learn that as a survival, for survival. Because that's the environment. Even at your age, that is what the environment will dictate. So even adults, we go by the dictation of the environment.
Yeah, true.
It's a gamble. It's neither here nor there. You cannot be so specific. But children must learn their native language. But they don't live in that community.
You remember that old man who was speaking to us in Kikuyu so passionately, thinking that we actually understand what he was saying.
Because
then we started laughing.
Because that's because he believes that the setting around this place is predominantly Kikuyu speaking. The guys around here Kikuyu speaking.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's why.
It's okay.
It's life. We learn as we move along. And great grandma will they will just
you dare speak badly about you.
No, it's the truth.
They
will strike a balance. They will strike a balance with the baby.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they will just find their language, even if it will be sign language. So long as they can communicate.
True.
They will find their language.
Yeah, for sure.